Alright guys, welcome back to the channel where today we're breaking down the brand new cover trailer for WWE 2K22. If you haven't seen it yet, don't worry as I'm about to play it in full, so check this out and then we'll go through it shot by shot to break it down.
I'm telling you, man, you haven't seen anything like it.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Alexa. Yo, Riddle.
We got it. Big E, you take the hit this time.
Come on. Yes, good job. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Pops, really? Hijo, ya tú sabes.
I am the best.
Hey, it's just a play test.
We're gonna change the angle here so they can really feel the hit.
Yeah, I totally agree.
That's my sword!
Hey! Can you keep it down?
That's my sword.
So there you go, that's the new trailer for WWE 2K22. Arguably, I think this is probably the best announced trailer that I've seen, as it's got a bit of everything in there, as we've got footage of new superstars, new game modes, and there's even some Easter eggs for stars that have yet to be shown. So let's take a closer look at the trailer, as it starts out outside the WWE 2K headquarters, noting that we're now just 50 days away from release. We're then introduced to Tim the Tapman, who is a well-known streamer formerly of Twitch and now on YouTube, with Tim playing the role of the 2K director as he walks us through the set. As we head inside, the first Easter egg that we see is this guy pushing the clothing trolley, as this guy is actually fellow YouTuber Brandon Does Everything, so it's pretty crazy to see him in this trailer. As we move on, the next Easter egg is the lady walking in the opposite direction to Brandon, as this lady in question can be seen carrying the Undertaker's urn. From here we cut to a shot of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, with this shot also revealing a mannequin sporting a crown and a robe, which is potentially an Easter egg for Jerry the King Lawler. The camera then switches to Alexa Bliss, who we see on the set of Alexa's Playground, where she's joined on the swings by Lily. Meanwhile, visible in the background of this shot, we have the classic purple and black Undertaker attire, which looks to be a reference to one of the bonus attires featured in the Undertaker Immortal Pack, which you can get by pre-ordering. The next superstar to be seen is Matt Riddle, as we see Riddle on his scooter, which could be an indication that we'll see him ride the scooter in-game. This shot also gives us a better look at the King outfit which I mentioned earlier, which again could be a reference to Jerry the King Lawler. Our next stop takes us to the Mocap room, where we see Big E and Bobby Lashley suited up as they take turns to hit each other with a steel chair as MVP watches on. Whilst this scene may just be for the trailer, it could also hint at some new weapon animations, as there has been some updates to weapons which I'll point out shortly. Next up, we have the newly announced cover star Rey Mysterio alongside his son Dominic, with this scene not only showing off Rey's entrance on the TV screen, but it could also hint at some of the content that's included in the 2K showcase, as we have various masks and outfits on display that may relate to some of the matches featured in the mode. It's also interesting to note that Rey here is on top of a ladder, with the TV screen on the far left of the screen showing him in-game clutching the Money in the Bank briefcase, as this too could be a hint at one of the matches. However, to my knowledge, Rey has never won the Money in the Bank briefcase, although he was cashed in on during the 2010 Money in the Bank event when Kane cashed in to defeat him for the World Heavyweight Championship. From here we switch to gameplay as we see Bianca Belair hit a gutbuster on Rhea Ripley, with this version of Rhea featuring an updated attire to the one that was seen in the previous trailer, as Rhea's previous attire was black and blue rather than red and black. As the camera pulls back, we're introduced to the real Bianca and Rhea as these two face off in front of their digital counterparts, with Bianca's model shown performing a taunt in the background. We then get a reaction shot of the Street Profits, who are later featured in the trailer themselves, before we go back to Bianca and Rhea, who are still confronting each other in front of the TV, with the screen in the background showing off Bianca's victory motion, which appears to be the same as in the previous game, with other Easter eggs in this shot, including the presence of crowd shirts from Liv Morgan, AJ Styles, Becky Lynch, and Finn Balor. In this next scene, we have a shot of Drew McIntyre watching the action on a tablet as he instructs the 2K employee to change the camera angle, which is a reference to the inclusion of various new camera angles mentioned in the press release. As for the gameplay shown, I can't say for certain, but the claymore looks to be very similar to what we've seen in the last game, with the same being said for the spear from Roman Reigns. However, if I pause the video here, what I do want to bring to your attention is this shot of the announce team, which sees an update to Corey Graves' model, as well as the presence of a t-shirt for Isaiah Swerve Scott, who was previously released from WWE a few months back, as was ring announcer Greg Hamilton, who we also see at ringside. In this next shot, we see another update, this time for Masked Kane, as it was previously pointed out in the SummerSlam trailer that Kane had the wrong tights on. However, this has now been corrected, as we see an updated version of Kane here chokeslam Bobby Lashley. Moving on to more gameplay, here we see Rhea back in action, this time performing the Riptide on Dana Brooke, who also has a new model, with this footage showing off some big improvements to the hair physics when compared with that of 2K20. As the trailer rolls on, our next reveal is actually Machine Gun Kelly, as we see MGK jamming out in the studio before Tim comes in and asks him to keep it down, leading to the appearance of the Dead Man version of The Undertaker, which is the second version of Taker to be teased in this trailer, leading to this new footage of an updated Undertaker model performing a chokeslam on Bobby Roode. For our next reveal, we get the Street Profits, who were seen earlier in the trailer in person, with this new footage confirming new white and turquoise attires for the pair as we see them perform what looks to be an updated entrance. Meanwhile, the next piece of footage shows what is either a table finisher or a throw to the outside, as we see Miz dump Rollins over the top rope, with Rollins here sporting a brand new attire compared with the one seen in the previous trailer. We then cut to the almighty Bobby Lashley, who we see make his entrance, this time in the 2020 Raw Arena. In this next piece of footage, we get to see the Ultimate Warrior, who we see enter the current day Raw Arena, with this version of Warrior featuring the same attire that he had in 2K20. Heading back to the present and our cover star, here we have Rey Mysterio performing what looks to be an Asai moonsault from the top rope onto the Miz, before we then cut to gameplay of Bobby Lashley striking Big E with a chair, which is one of the things that I was alluding to earlier, as whilst the animation does look the same, if you take a look at the chair, then you can see that it appears to take visible damage, with the sound effect used in this clip also potentially hinting at some new sound effects. Up next we have John Cena, who we see sporting his latest green attire and updated Titantron videos, with the text here continuing to tout stunning graphics, which is obviously one of the biggest takeaways when watching these entrance clips, as the likes of Cena and especially Bianca Belair look to have received a big upgrade. Also updated, we have a new look Naomi, who we see sliding down the ramp, as well as what appears to be a new entrance animation for Kofi, before we then cut to Seth performing a neckbreaker from the ladder on The Miz, which, although the move itself isn't a new animation, Seth's model here does really stand out, as this looks to be a lot more impressive compared with the short preview that we've seen in the previous trailer, as this version of Seth looks to be the best that we've ever seen. Now, switching over to MyGM, here we get a look at the manager selection screen, which confirms players will have a choice to play as Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville, Shane, or Stephanie McMahon. The next screen also shows off what appears to be the review screen following the conclusion of a show, with this screen giving the player feedback on the booking, expected and actual show ratings for both Raw and SmackDown, which will allow you to see how well you perform against the other show. Getting back to gameplay, this time within MyGM mode, here we see Ricochet making his entrance in the high school arena that's used within MyGM, as this is the arena that players will start out in before growing their brand and then looking to book bigger arenas. This next shot is probably one of the coolest shots in the trailer, as here we have Shotzi Blackheart complete with her entrance tank, which should make for one of the most anticipated entrances in the entire game. Next up, we have John Cena taking on The Miz in the most recent Raw Arena, with Cena here featuring an updated hairstyle from SummerSlam 2021. Also updated, we have the boss, Sasha Banks, who we see here make her entrance on SmackDown, with this version of Sasha looking to be a great update on previous versions. Meanwhile, when it comes to Macho Man, as with Warrior, Savage can be seen sporting the same attire from 2K20, which is a little bit disappointing. Hopefully it's not something that continues to be a running trend with other legends. Moving on to the penultimate shot, we return to a familiar piece of footage that's taken from Ray's entrance animation, with this shot again showing Ray salute the crowd, before we then get a shot featuring the cover art from the standard edition, with this then leading to another shot of Drew plunging his sword into the stage, ending the trailer in a similar fashion to previous trailers. As for anything else, we do get a quick look at all 3 of this year's covers, which I went into more detail in a previous video, therefore if you haven't already, make sure to go back and check that out. Plus, we also have a preview of the 3 versions of Undertaker that featured in the Undertaker Immortal pre-order pack, with this pack containing the classic Masked Undertaker, the Lord of Darkness, and the most recent Boneyard match Taker. So that's a full breakdown of everything contained in the WWE 2K22 cover reveal trailer. Let me know what you make of it in the comments. I actually thought it to be a really good trailer, as usually trailers released with a cover reveal don't tend to show much, however I felt this one had a really good mix of content. So let me know what you think in the comments. Go back and watch the previous video if you haven't already, as that's got a lot more details in there on the cover, new screenshots and details on cross-gen community creations. And again, if you're new to the channel and you want more on WWE 2K22, then please do hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss out on future videos. Until next time though, thank you so much for watching this video, have yourself an awesome day, and I'll catch you later.